Ladies and gentlemen, it is my greatest pleasure to bring you Esprimo, the Dark Elf player, versus Pump, our human player, on Ancient City, this wonderful map. And we have a standard opener, pretty much the only opener you can do as humans. Double wood, 1 stone, and a hunting cabin. And Dark Elves with double hunting cabin and double woodcutter, so not a triple. Triple woodcutter you will often see since Dark Elves are very hungry, so that's going to be an aggressive opener. We have a wonderful white scout here versus the classic purple Dark Elves. Hero of choice, the Wolfguard commander. Strong girl. And a man with the conditioner in his hair, the Reaper. Doing some zombie on zombie fights. No living beings have been harmed in the production of this battle. It shall be glorious. Let's see what I'm up to. Ooh, interesting that Pump opts out to skip this flank here. Spectre's keeping watch on things. We will see, we will see. So let's see how Esprimo's economy looks. So he will get the scouting post up just fine. That's not too bad with the double woodcutter. And he, is not... has produced one more pair of spiders.
How might I serve?
From the main. So we will see how many more are to follow. Hero-wise, we have Void Arrow, Reanimate Souls, and Horde Souls. Oh, and Double Focus, I was about to say. Something is missing there. And for Monsignore
The
Pump,
outpost has been built. We've expanded our
we have the classic Shadow Strike, Whirlwind combo into nothing yet. Hasn't spent his points
Building completed.
So he teleported back to the hunting. For a second I thought he was gonna go shop. Can't afford too much with that. But only now decides to grab this flag, which is pretty interesting. Because usually you would see this flag being taken, then you take that, and then you teleport back to grab the side there. Scout takes a step too far, gets snooped. Spiders aren't even needed. And this little flank is gonna get snuffed out. Very interesting. Esprimo must have seen him. Probably leaving with the Reaper or something. But that one lonely zombie is doing pretty well, yeah? How is his attack increased? But I said, why is it green for 29? Maybe the power buff does empower the... Does he have the power buff? Let's check. He does not have arcane focus. So maybe, I don't know. Something's buffing them, but I can't tell you what.
I am still here.
Good old Spectre, also undead. The edgelords do know how to party without any extra people, which is good for them. So the Spectre is trying to find and annoy the Wolfguard commander, but he is grabbing some territory. We've got both of these outposts upgraded. So there was after the double hunting opener, we've seen a woodcutter, then another outpost, another hunting cabin coming up, and then yet another woodcutter. Looks like that woodcutter might actually have been built before the third hunting. So if you wanna copy this build, go ahead. That's the way to do it. And then another hunting being added on top of things. So it's easier to just get these one after the other. But he seems to be doing rather fine on that regard.
Is built,
it's only like
we've expanded our border.
like if you're minus 25, that's usually just the last outpost and queued up building. So that's perfectly fine. Wolfguard is coming in, but has been forced off immediately. No points spent. Unacceptable. But Spectre does go down. No more scouting for you. But does get mind invasion off after all. So slight annoyance there, but Esprimo backs off for the time being. Let's see, what did we get? So we've got a second stonecutter into another hunting cabin, and now we see another woodcutter. Very interesting. And then
Building
into
completed.
one barracks, and I imagine there's gonna be a second one following shortly. So we should have a pretty feisty tier 1 battle on our hands here. And there's a pretty good timing, 5.5 minutes, Medusas. Should put him quite nicely in lead, but he's very close here. Is he gonna come in and interrupt and annoy Esprimo at least? Just grab the flag mid-fight and already upgrades that just in case he gets jumped. So that's always a good, nice and play to make. Decent stuff there, decent stuff there. Does not micro his spiders away, so might lose some here. But the wolf god seems to be attacking the Dark Ensign. Oh, well, but it looks like... Oh no! Scouting post does go up. Hasn't quite worked out. I don't think he was able to steal a potion here as well. And then some forward holds of pains now being added. In fact, we're up to 2 and more spiders being queued. So the spider horde is with us today. Shall be rather glorious. As long as you're a fan of the 8-legged creatures. I am rather impartial myself. Arbalists do have a same -25 strike as well as magical resistance, so the spiders don't really care about that. In fact, it's actually pretty good for them. And they will perform a little bit better against those fellas than they would against infantrymen. But arbalists, of course, do have the ranged advantage, so kiting is a lot easier, focus firing is a lot easier. So it's not quite as easy as stats. But Thump comes in here. He's gonna try to get some value after Medusas, since we've seen taking his own Medusas, so definitely wants to make sure that Esprimo doesn't get the second ones for free. So we're level 4 versus 3, so not all is lost, but corruption has been added. Pretty nasty spell, -15 resistances across the board, and a decent AoE for 10 entire seconds. Good for creeping, and even better for team fights. I just keep saying team fights, just fights, honestly. And there's me not having watched a MOBA in years. But I guess it's stuck. But Esprimo does get both Medusas, which is pretty good for him. Surprising to see him actually not getting level 5 from that. He did do most of the damage to both Medusas. And the only thing he hasn't crapped is the lower side zombies. Or are there some left here? Don't think there were. No. But level 5 for the Reaper is a pretty spicy one. You get the Kiss of Nor to explode your zombies on him once every 22 seconds. Can be lowered with the concentration. So I think the base is 30 seconds. For 250 damage, that's pretty harsh. And a 10-second bleed for 50 damage a second. So that's 150 damage on, again, AoE damage. As well as 75 pure damage to buildings. So it is an AoE damage against buildings too. A lot of people forget that. Also can stop the production. And something on YouTube wanted me to check. And no, indeed, as long as you're spectating a guy, you cannot close the shopping window. Spectating him. And usually your spiders are pretty bad against trying to take the frontier outposts. But if they're uncontested and have the time, they will get it done eventually. Still a slow process. So the 60 pierce is gonna do some damage. Infantrymen are coming in, doing some good damage, but the numbers are just not there. And look at that, -42 magical resistance after corruption. So that 25 magic damage does get increased by quite a bit. What's their attack speed? I always want to say 0.56, so they are speedy boys. More than 2 attacks per 2 seconds.
We're under attack.
God does teleport out. And the outpost goes down, so that's a pretty huge win for Esprimo.
We're being attacked.
Pump seems to be struggling with the economy here. Does have his double barracks up, but lost a lot of infantry on the space.
Did you say something?
The lonely spider chasing him down. Gives him some scouting information about how big the army is.
Our population
That's gonna
is
come
at
in pretty
maximum
handy.
capacity. We need to
Oh,
expand.
and he's bricked on houses. And it is indeed a replay. We are casting some turn games today.
Commander?
I've been messing up with my sleep schedule. Now, actually, the sleep schedule is fine. It's just my medication schedule is out of whack. I keep forgetting to take them in the afternoon, so I'm super tired. So I don't think if practicing would be pretty good tonight. So we're just gonna steal some early builds from the other boys. See how they work out. And so far, the spider flood seems pretty spicy. That's a pretty good choke point here for the human player to make up of the numbers disadvantage, but the mass of just so much damage with the debuff, which I don't think he has used at the moment. And it's very close to level 5. Might just get it here in this fight. Well, we're surprisingly seeing the Hymn of Tenacity picked pretty early, rather than pure damage for the time being. So it does lose a decent amount of spiders, but
I need healing.
it's 17 versus 54 pop cap. And outnumbered and outgunned is our human player here. And just a constant stream of reinforcements should seal the fate of that outpost.
We're being attacked.
We have an early farm here, so he did realize that he was low on food. But he hasn't actually redeployed his workers onto the farms. In a situation where you are behind and you have like kind of the sectors that you're gonna get in the near future, you can either just, for example, build a second hunting cabin and then unassign the woodworkers here to really get that food out, so you can try and contest your disadvantage. Because at the moment, that's like the only thing that's holding him back to really get an, well, it's not possible anymore, but early in the game it would have been. And if you don't have the resources for the actual building, you can always tear one down, for it does refund 100% of the resources. So don't be afraid to change up your economy if you really have to.
Command. Building completed.
The comeback mechanics in this game are a little bit hidden, but they are there.
Building completed.
We're just gonna have to collectively get used to them. And the spider horde is increasing. And there we go. Pump taps out. 1-0 to Esprimo. Well done. Little Reaper showcase. Not too shabby. So if you're looking for a strong Dark Elf opener, that's one of them. Chat's taking bets as to how many times they're gonna hit restart. I hope you're starting the bet at 0. I am not planning on it. Way too often. Aww. I feel hurt. There's so little trust in this community. It's a sad day indeed. But as you see, like the resources, the active worker count was pretty even. Hang on, where was it? It's just Esprimo definitely got more, had a cleaner opener with a lot more food than Pump was able to reach. And I also think to contest a spider style like this, you'd probably be best off with getting full damage on the whirlwind. So just get the auras after level 5, go full damage until then, and buy some fire bombs. Just get the level 1 armor to make yourself a little bit more survivable, and then just pump some fire bombs in there to finish off what you started with the whirlwind. This way you can survive on a smaller army and buy yourself some time to restructure your economy until you need it again. Hello, Pascal. I've gotten, like, you can always ask on the Discord. The top player is 4 replays. Alternatively, if you join Nakamura RTSSD Discord, he too posts his replay in the Spellforce 3 section on the pinned messages. You can find all the tournament replays there. And yeah, exactly what Richard said. So. Oh, come on. I do need hotkeys for scenes transitions. But someone deserves a score here. There it is. Esprimo. Esprimo deserves it. Let's see what else is gonna happen in here. Let's hit it. So in the southern corner, it's purple Esprimo versus white pump up top. And there's a lazy farmer. A Pikachu. If you know that reference, you've had a good time. And looks like we're gonna see the same thing again. Double hunting into double wood. Will the hero choice be the same? And yep, it is Reaper again with his very classic wizard staff. A nice little glass bowl on top of a long shaft. So what we all want in life.
This will be a masterpiece. Only take a second.
Scouts idle. GG, bad game. Restart. Unacceptable. Alright, looks like only the Goblin Shaman has the power of the mind to fly his hammer at the flag. We shall see how the Reaper handles it. But grabs the centerpiece here earlier. This is something you do if you're used to being rushed a lot. I started to like just grab this one to upgrade that for food production, and then grab this one because this sector does not have food. And then I still go the same route as Pump is gonna go here. Grab all those creeps and then teleport back to either grab the rest or go harass. Really depends on your playstyle and what you want with it. But you will get the early stone cutter out, which will help with further woodcutters, which will transition into a little bit faster economy in the long run. I don't think we're going to see any mix-up of the builds. Double deporters, Horde Souls, Reanimate, and the good old Void Arrow. Oh yeah, I see it, the restart button. I was close to it. But we shall avoid it like the plague. Concentration, Whirlwind, Shadow Strike, and double deporters again. Curious to see if he's going to switch it up this time, not go into the auras quite as early. And apparently that takes a lot of effort to swing a staff like this in front of your face. It's like a tennis player. You just have to grunt. Otherwise nobody would know that that's actually difficult. I was about to say these zombies look unhealthy, but they kind of just look like skeletons with like a mud plastered on top of them. Really odd design there. Getting double in. That's a bit weird. Double woodcutter straight off the bat. That's a lot of wood, by the way. Looks like that wood could be going into the Dark Ensign and the hunting cabin here. So that feels like an accidental double place. And it does have 3 stacks of bones, I suppose, to summon a couple more Zombo boys. It's gonna try to go harass, see if Pump has been lax and hasn't grabbed his flags here. But Pump now grabbing the outer territories here to go and grab the rest. Not too bad, not too bad. Hunting cabin, yeah, that woodcutter is a problem. Looks like that was an oversight. Unfortunate for him. That's gonna slow him down quite a bit, I would say. But also he has not got any more homeward outposts. Can upgrade this for 15, but as said earlier, he doesn't have it. He's gonna try to grab this flag. Will he get it before the upgrade finishes?
We're being
50,
attacked.
that could be a bit close. If he's not supporting the zombos, that might go up actually. Okay, the Reaper just decides to eat all the shots from the main. Curious choice there. Oh, but the scout actually... Oh, the save! The heroic save by the scout. Gets his bottom kicked in. His teeth kicked in for the greater good. And you always thought... I guess this is the proof that zombies do go for brain rather than wood. Lucky for Pump there. So Esprimo's not quite getting away with it clean. He hasn't upgraded the scouting post as well, so still not enough wood. In fact, upgraded the outer one. It builds another woodcutter there. Okay, now that's... He still hasn't seen that he's built 2 woodcutters by accident. And all the outposts are going up for the human player. So that's gonna put him into a very nice position. Esprimo has been really delayed by all this action here. Meanwhile, the human has pretty much all 6 bases up. I think. Yep. Also the barracks are coming online. I don't even think we have a Hall of Pain yet. So that is a bit dicey. We do... Did we get the Hall of Pain in the main? Nope. We just decided to get the Stonecutter in the main and transition 2 workers from the hunting cabin towards it to go tier 2. In the... Well, or and get barracks in the near future. Some spiders seem to be sacrificed to get this kill here. That could put him even further ahead, below, behind. That's the word. Lots of good words that I probably should get used to. Oh no! Don't know the hero scout. He went down. That's the gratitude you can always expect from RTS players. They will just send you to the death at the next best convenience and opportunity. Such an ungracious folk of beings. But, yeah. Economy seems to be pretty damn solid. Okay, the income per minute is not going to update unless we stay on this for like a minute. But we do have double barracks up. The food economy should be swimming in a second. Yeah, like there's more hunting cabins. That hunting cabin is almost online. Versus, let's check Esprimo's side. He's finally getting more sectors. And some hunting cabins himself. And upgraded here. There's a Hall of Pain, and this woodcutter is triggering me because it still doesn't have workers. And with 20 wood in the minus. So there's a bit of an unfortunate opener there. There's a nice scout here. So keeps tabs on his enemy where he's up to. And has now... Nope, never mind. Hasn't completely gotten his side yet.
Building completed.
But let's compare population. We have 34. Oh, Jesus Christ, I almost did it. Almost. Versus only 20 population for Pump. Then again, you do get 2 spiders for every infantryman the human can pump out. They're just individually weaker. So it's not too disturbing as of yet. And once that human economy is rolling, oh my boy, is it rolling. There we go, level 4 versus level 4, so that's looking pretty good. Lots of focus. But this time, there we go, cooldowns and brute force.
Building completed.
That's more like it. Haven't spent our money yet. Don't think for either of these players. And Pump's coming in, but thinks better of it. And now we see the lingering... No, we do not have lingering curse. You just got cooldown and double deep waters. I feel like you can get away with not quite as much deep waters on the Reaper. Especially in the early game. While you still have focus potions. They're not that hard to come by on most of the maps. But ooh, yeah, the spiders still outnumber our little human players here. So even his economy should be online. He's taking a little bit too many losses here. So 3 infantrymen so far, versus I don't think many spiders. So that's not too bad, but reinforcements are on the way. Is that another infantryman? I think it was. Pretty well hidden below the grass there. Let's pop check. 62
We're
versus
being
38.
attacked.
So something is hanging here for Pump. Nice vulnerability and a weaken on top. So those spiders, especially with a complete surround, are just gonna completely wreck this poor boy. So does have to run a little bit, wait for the weaken to dissipate, and then re-engage. Oh, there's a very nice whirlwind there. That could turn the tide of battle. And the reinforcement wave for the human is a lot shorter than for the Dark Elf at the moment. Oh, nice! Oh, but doesn't quite get a kill out of that. There we go, one Zombo going down. How's the cooldown situation for... Yep, so 11 seconds and 7 seconds. So almost would have loved to see him go back in. Just with the hero, let the army rest. And then go back in. Oh, one of the Halls of Pain's actually without a worker. So the Tarantulas are not coming out. Lots of small things today going wrong in this game for Esprimo. Which could prove lethal in the end. Trying to take on an Adamantium Golem with pure spiders is a bit rough here. The magic resist is, compared to everything else, pretty low. But there's only so many spiders that can attack at a time. And especially with a human at your back. That's a bit awkward. But the crossbowman being a little bit overzealous. Running in first among them all. Which is not quite the optimal scenario. The pathing here is very conga liney very often. You do have to be careful. So it's better to just reform back here and then go in a consolidated fashion. But a lot of the spiders are dying here. The crossbows are really coming online. Look at this, like almost per volley one spider dead. And our trusty infantryman will do the trick eventually. The zombies can't quite can't quite finish it. And we do have level 5 here for Pump,
The Queen has placed her trust in us.
which doesn't seem to be used for Nerf Shatter, which is curious. Just went even more focus. And level 2 on the Whirlwind for some extra
Building
projectile
completed.
damage. It's not the worst in the world, but Earth Shatter is just so potent, especially with that damage build. And he's still got potions to sip. So he doesn't necessarily need all that focus right now. Because you also have to think about it that way. The more damage you can
Our
inflict
population is at
while you still have
maximum capacity.
potions,
We
the
need
easier it
to
is to level up,
expand.
then you can get deep waters later. Slash more money for potions.
Yes?
Because it's very rare that you run out of focus potions in
Our
over the
population
course
is
of a
at
game.
maximum capacity. We need to expand.
And someone is notifying us that we really need some more billets. 2 have been built so far, and looks like some more coming out up on the sides. The crossbowman really want the Medal of Honor. They just go in there head first every damn time. And question from chat if a Dark Elf even cares about losing zombies. So they do give 10 XP and a little bit of gold. You don't really care about losing zombies, but it could give your enemy a level if he's very close. So it's not super concerning. As long as you get some values out of the zombies. If you just throw them away for no gain whatsoever, then probably not. But generally it's not too big of a biggie. And here comes the teleport. The golem has been finished. Gonna have to check what he got there. Did he not? Hang on.
We're being attacked.
Ah yeah, got the 10 focus, 250 health. There's the Earth Shatter. Lovely stuff. Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to change is the health bar situation. Ooh, Reaper just about gets out. So I think we should have a bit of breathing room. Oh, okay, in this replay it's gonna save, I think. General. No, user interface. Hide health bars if not wounded. Yeah, there we go. It's a bit cleaner for replay. Not quite as much screen clutter. And especially like in the Orc versus Orc I casted the other day. Or yesterday, better said. Between myself and Gear Shift. It turned out to be pretty much just a screen full of health bars. And a second Adamantium Golem now under pressure. Okay. Note 2, everybody. Golems cannot be silenced, knocked down, or affected by frozen. So that Earth Shatter was a little bit wasted there. But the Dark Elf army is very small. But I mean, as long as the human just walks past it, there will still be damage be done, but the Reaper just gets almost one shot. Does not look like we have any kind of items on him to help him survive, and ouch! That was a nice Earth Shatter into the Golem. Just gonna finish that business. Oh, we could see a lot of infantrymen dying there. No quick micro to get them out of there. But it's starting to look a bit grim. 36 for Esprimo versus 116 pop cap for the human.
Our population is at maximum capacity. We need to expand.
Really gotta get some gears going. But pretty much all the wood and stone in the world is being pumped into housing. And that's a level 4 versus a level 8. That's gonna be rough. Especially the Reaper, also one of those heroes that really relies on his level 5. At least he gets some of the souls. But yeah, these guys are not gonna have the best of times coming for them. So, okay, there we go, finally. Esprimo at the shops, gets himself an armor. Can you afford more? Nope. That's all he can afford. And okay, it's just one of those recolor robes. I'm a bit disappointed. Like a lot of the tier 3 armor for a lot of the heroes are just recolors of the basic ones. But then we have like the humans and trolls that actually do get proper nice models. So I hope we see that addressed in the future. It's not a huge concern. And there we go. Speaking of which, we're gonna see some nice stuff. Oh, Neuer's Command, that is one of the best abilities ever. Plus 25 attack manage and power multiplier for all abilities. Really is gonna want to swap that out, but I think he's gonna forget. Because imagine that Earth Shatter and the Whirlwind with 25% more power. Ooh la la. Alright, he's gonna go after the scouting outpost here, but it's looking pretty dire. And the Terran Flood is gonna hit that fortified outpost. Not a border fortress as of yet. And no siege, no basilisk added here for the Dark Elf player, so that's gonna take a while. And again, no blood shower to help siege that down, since we are only level 4. Ah, he's actually bought a corpse summoning scroll, that's quite nice. For some extra zombos. Help tank some damage, but I think that's more of an early game item than a late game one. And yeah, this composition much better at sieging down, since infantrymen have strike damage. And a decent amount of it. Yeah, decent Earth Shatter. Not too bad. The spiders do really well against Arbalesters, as long as they are low on resistances.
Building completed.
So I'm gonna give you a little bit of a cleaner view of the battlefield here. Oh, level 9 for the Wolf Guard. The outpost went down, no supporting fire anymore. 130 pop versus 56. That's not looking too good. Yeah, the barracks are just spitting out humans right now, so even though it's probably even, maybe even ahead down here. Okay, now it's breaking even now. I think the hero is dead, indeed.
You're under attack.
But, I mean, there's a lot of tasty souls. But there's only so much Esprimo can do here now. I think there hasn't been really a transition into iron. I think there's a little bit coming up here. But it's too late. Not quite enough. Another iron mine there. It's only single iron mines on the spots. That's not quite enough for Dark Elf.
Building completed.
Or for any elf, really.
Building completed.
Or is this actually
We're
his
being
pump
attacked.
transitioning? He has 35 iron. He's not getting any iron units yet, I think. Level 9 versus... Oh, still not level 5. There we go. Finally. After all this time. But it's too little too late
Building
at this point.
completed.
Does get the kiss of Nor. But looks like he got kissed first.
We lost one of our sectors.
Wolfguard looks really good in her almost paladin outfit there. I just don't like the tier 3 weapon. I don't think it fits the style there.
We're
I just
being
got going.
attacked.
But that's just me as a fashion designer speaking. Let's see, we do have drill holes up, but I don't think we're getting any keepers. Do our infantrymen have at least upgrades? Aww. Like, with this combination, I really like to get the infantry upgrades, if I was able to keep the amount of infantrymen high. Because they just get so good
We're under attack.
with it. It's definitely worth it. And then you can kind of just carry that into tier 3 and then go medics, champions and all that if you want to. If you need to, kind of thing. But at this point in the game, the harvester's trying to get in there. Everything explodes! I don't think even the hero's back
We're
yet.
under attack.
Yeah. The higher level your hero is, the longer it takes for him to respawn. So if he would have managed to kill the Wolf Guard, he would have had a pretty long window of opportunity. Unfortunately, that didn't happen.
We're under
And
attack.
at this point in the game, the Basilisk is not gonna do much. I mean, you can lower the resistances of the siege here for the enemy with the Reaper, but he doesn't have enough frontline to support it anymore. So the Basilisk Reaper strat is a solid one.
Our capital is under attack.
So there we go, there's some resistance debuffs. And as you can see, now the Basilisks are doing really good damage. But we don't even have the Lingering Curse to stack it on top of it. And Basil is going down. Gets poked in the bottom. And the capital is looking a little bit worse for wear. And I think at the end of this, Esprimo gets snooped out of existence. And Pump stays victorious. It is 1-1 indeed. GG, well done. Let's just get that right into the scores here. Oops, yeah. 11 for Pump, not quite. So let's actually check. So the human had a very good start. And the Dark Elf had a messy start with a double wood cabin. And then later on with the messed up no worker in the Halls of Pain, things like that. So let's check resources gathered. And then basically from minute 4 on it kind of hit him. Where Esprimo just couldn't quite keep up due to that mismanagement. So you definitely see the resource advantage there. Resources on is basically how much you float. The active worker count as well due to the higher sector count for Pump. In the beginning, definitely ahead. And then the clincher was the hero experience. Gets a double golem. Denies the level 5 for 20 minutes. That is just too much in total. Only thing I want to see from both of them is spending the gold a little bit earlier. But other than that, I'm pretty happy. So there's definitely some early game lessons you can learn from this. Really gotta make sure you don't mess up too hard and fix your economy mistakes immediately, because they can influence the entire game. As well as just having that nice clear start always does help. And we're back in action on Jungle Crossroads, this time with Esprimo. Fidgeting with the Spider Inspector in the left corner. Versus Pump in our southeastern hole in the blue.
This will be a masterpiece.
Our little human here. Oh, look at this little bull. Isn't he gorgeous? That's a... That face almost looks like something different. And I can't quite place it actually.
It'll only take a second.
But no mix up here, just classic Wolfguard versus, yep, Reaper again. So nothing too fancy there.
Alright then, let's get to it.
Let's get rid of that bow for you. For the time being, until we find something more important to change up again. So there's a nice trick. He did lure the creeps here into the main. And he's close enough to should be getting the XP from that. So basically gets 2 zombies at the timing of the first one. I think it's gonna be a little bit delayed. Ah, no. Pump actually with a fancy play. Rushes the forward flag first to get the upgrade in there. Just to deny the aggressive one for the Dark Elf. And goes for an economy opener this time. So triple wood. Maybe he thought he still didn't realize that he had 2 woodcutters built on the first sector, so he thought he needs to switch it up. But still grabs the second hunting cabin in the main, working on half efficiency. It's not too bad. Let's see how far that puts him in the minus.
We're being attacked!
So it's only minus 11, so that scouting post should be coming up immediately, and the rest of that should be going into the woodcutter there. So didn't delay him at all. So that's pretty spicy. Had to decide to run past the scouting post, but grabs the lower one. Very interesting. And ooh, these zombies haven't been taken, so can steal those. And extra points for the scouts. Always nice to grab a little bit of freebies. Zombie on zombie action. Oh, the Dark Elf zombies are actually pretty buff. Look at them. They definitely lift. Very interesting. But looks like Pump's gonna get the Godstone territory, so that's gonna be nice for him. Easy access and control of the mid there.
Well then.
Meanwhile, our undead horde is gonna go after some lovely woodcutters, who is apparently chopping entire logs of tree while also carrying logs of tree. That's quite amazing. And even though it looks like it, no, in this game workers do not fight back. They just take it on the chin. But they're also not unionized, so they do have to work under fire. Unfortunately, the bell has not been rung, so they have been left to their fate. But Pump with a little bit of a harass on this flag, but looks like Esprimo is gonna hold that one. So we've got, yeah, starts with a stonecutter again, woodcutter into, I'm assuming, hunting. And then we shall see the rest.
We're being attacked!
Looks like the wood harass didn't put him back too far. And the one lonely zombie in the back here, still doing his best. And that flag seems to be cleaned up. So far, pretty good start for our Dark Elf here. But Pump's not too far behind, there's still a lot of map to grab. Still plenty of ways
outpost has been built.
to make
We've
this work.
expanded our borders.
Okay, no, looks like the wood harass has worked, so does the latest hunting cabin here.
Commander.
We shall see, we shall see. What's Esprimo up to? Grab some more flags up north. Looks like that's the name of the game for now. Oh, that's pretty low here. Do have to be careful there. You don't want to mess with that fashionable archer here. I do like the look of him. Okay, that portrait is horrible. He doesn't look like a nice man, but his fashion sense is on point.
Wrong place, wrong time, friend.
Good old Dark Elf doing what they do best. Creep the heck out of the map. And just more scouting posts being upgraded to really get that economy going. Not too shabby, everything's back in order, but since he did get a decent amount of woodworkers there, Pump is a little bit slower, I would say, to get everything done. Yeah, the scouting posts here are mostly all up. The one in the corner, surprisingly... Okay, he went for that one first. Smart choice. It's the hunting cabin. So most of them are coming up.
The outpost is built,
shabby.
General. We've expanded our borders.
We could be sitting here for quite a long one. Both of them kind of just happy with grabbing most of the map here. But it's always dangerous just to leave your enemies all the godstones in the middle, in my opinion. Because it forces you to walk all over the map if you really want to do something. Whereas if the enemy players does get a good advantage, it's way easier for him to take advantage of it by grabbing the back side of the map. If he's not strong enough to push the main yet, but he hurt you hard enough to set you back so you can't push. So a little bit of a walk by here, just greeting each other. Good day, good sir. Nice weather for a walk, isn't it? Well, yes indeed. May Dor greet you on this fine day and send you a good plague and an undead servant. Considering how snobbish this guy is, do you think he'd have zombies wait on his table for him? Or would you actually think he has, like, living servants? Because, I mean, you have to pay living servants. Unless they are the forced labor kind. People with freedom disabilities, of course. Don't have to pay those. But those are questions that's left for another day. Also, your wife might get you might get jealous of your wife looking at that buff zombie all day. Let's see, we've got a little bit of an engagement here, level 4 versus 4. A couple of footmen are joining the fight. And there's only a couple of zombies here. Oh, the flag! Ah, it's not gonna come up. So that's going down. And the zombies can just be resurrected. But there is definitely more human soldiers joining in. Royal flag is back up. Not the Dark Elf. Have a quick population check. Esprimo on 8 versus 13 for Pump. After this, we're gonna check out the... Oh, the Reaper goes down. That's a big one. That gives Pump a lot of time now to grab additional territory. Optimize some flags or pressure an outpost. Arbalists that are rallying in a little bit in awkward position though. What I did want to check out was the skill tree again, but looks like no change there. Yeah, lots of deep waters, concentration, void arrow, corruption, reanimate souls, all the good stuff.
We're
Do not press
being
restart. And yeah, Pump decided to not go for the auras early anymore, just full damage build as we are used to.
Building completed.
And seems to be working out quite nicely for him. Now a lovely little swordsman giving the buff Zombos a good stab. Level 5, indeed. That's gonna make it hard for our Dark Elf boy. Does get the stun on the Reaper. Doesn't quite get the surround in time. Can the spiders finish something off? No, not quite. Let's see. Population check, 8 with the 31. Pump definitely in the lead here. But the Halls of Pain are coming online. We do have mostly Tarantulas and Infiltrators being... Oh no! The Reaper went down again! Looks like he was not paying attention, just left it there. Ah, that's quite a disaster.
We're being attacked.
Halfway to level 6 already for our lovely wolf guard.
Building completed.
Lots of Halls of Pain coming up, but looks like we seem to be... What are we stuck on? Well, over here just workers. That's a bit unfortunate. But these guys are pumping stuff out. But the rally seems to be a little bit off. So we are on 30 versus
We're
45.
being attacked.
So we are getting closer again. Not all is lost. Especially on the bigger maps, it's easier to come back as long as you're prepared for it.
We're being attacked.
Definitely want to have a lot of barracks on these kind of maps. Because that economy definitely gets quickly out of hand. But nice job here. Just gonna grab the undead camp there.
We lost the
But
sector,
I feel like
Commander.
Esprimo needs to do the same. He really needs to just grab some undeads here. To get that level 5. Otherwise it's gonna look pretty dark. Still a scouting post here. Oh, the lower one hasn't actually been upgraded. Looks like he seems to have forgotten about it. That's slightly unfortunate. But it's really hard to think of everything in a game like this. Oh yeah, I actually need to check the... I did make some buttons for this. Oh wait, we're free spectating. That's why it's not working. Huh? I should be having that set up to be...
I'm listening.
Not sure. I thought I put it now that all the production buildings... Oh wait, is it control B? No. Okay, I have to...
We're being attacked.
I am on the right control group for streaming. Because there is a button that lets you select all the production buildings as well as all research buildings. So it's easier to check on these larger maps how many barracks each one has. But apparently I forgot which one I assigned to that. So I'll have to check that in between the games.
Building completed.
But ooh, he steals that undead camp. Level 6 for pump.
We're under attack.
But okay, there we go, finally. Oh, but it's not quite enough. Still level 4. But speaking of how many barracks does he have, the answer is a decent amount.
We're being attacked.
At least 4. That is definitely more than 1 barracks. I think we can all agree on that. Scouting post now finally gets pressured just after upgrading. That's a bit unfortunate. So didn't get much value out of that other than having it denied for a decent amount of time.
We're being attacked.
Downtown is being built on the capital. Lots of billets coming up. Energy economy is really coming online. How's our
We're
tech
being
looking?
attacked.
Yes, I heard you the first time. And there is a big ass spider swarm, but that gets Earth Shattered to the Nether Realms. And he's still not level 5.
We're being attacked.
And the Reaper goes down. That's highly unfortunate. And I think he's mostly just relying on spiders. And at this point in the game, they will start to fall off. They do need that Reaper support. Or better said, hero support. It doesn't have to be the Reaper. But all on the lonesomeness. That is not where they shine in these kind of engagements. And at the moment, all he's doing is feeding even more XP to that. But he's not even trying to run away. So that's a disaster. Let's see how much that impacted. Esprimo down to 30, and we're still on 73 pop cap. 4 pump.
We're being attacked.
Did he at least get a decent amount of souls out of that? Oh, 8 idle workers. Okay, most of them are down here. Because he started to demolish.
We're being attacked.
So that's looking pretty grim. He keeps
We're
rallying
being
past
attacked.
these frontier outposts. And he might even... he's losing spiders on the rally. That's another reason why you don't want to lose control of those Godstones. So he's just giving free advantages to the human player. Eviscerate like common rabble. They are very poor. Then again, when they have kids, they have usually 1,000 of them.
Brothers, get ready. There's work to be done.
So you do kind of have to keep the spider population in check.
Understood. We will do as you say.
Especially when they're this size. In a setting like this. I don't blame the humans. I wouldn't want 1,000 of those in my basement. But neither player really has... Okay, there we go. There's some iron mines. None of them have really transitioned into tier 2 proper yet. So Esprimo has queued some stuff up. The refinery came up.
Brothers,
Yeah, it's always debatable
get
how
ready. There's work to be
important that
done.
refinery is. It's very good for late game.
We're under attack.
So it's a bit of a weird one, but the earlier you get it, the more value you get out of it as well. So it's a hard timing to get right. So it looks like I think we've got sleepers queued up, but it's still 31
We're being attacked.
to 137. This is not looking good. In fact, oh, we've got a naked lady.
Just give the word.
She ain't afraid.
The outpost has been built. We've expanded our borders.
She's got biceps to spare. Look at her. Look at her in all her glory. She doesn't need this.
Building completed.
Only dark elves need armor.
Our population is at maximum capacity. We need to expand.
Keeps her nimble, keeps her quick. And I could have made another joke out of that, but I really need to keep it PG. And the infantry siege is working out quite nicely. And oh god, if that is all the forces he can muster, it's looking pretty bad. Too many spiders. No transition. There's a lonely sleeper here, doing his best. Does have 100 strike damage.
We're
And
being
upgraded,
attacked.
that will actually cleave. But it looks like he hasn't got the cleave yet. Nope, only one target hit. Hey, gets one infantryman.
Our population is
Hashtag
at maximum
value.
capacity. We need to expand.
Did the Reaper die? No, but he did have to disengage. We do have the Blood Shower now. And we should be seeing Kiss of Nor as well.
Our
But
population is at maximum capacity. We need to expand.
it's a little bit too late. A little bit too late for everything. The humans are here and they've bred ferociously. Whereas the Dark Elves have just been sipping wine, being hedonistic. And looks like we have a GG and a concede.
Brothers, get ready.
And
There's
well
work
done,
to be
Pump.
done.
You may advance to the winner's bracket. GG. Well played. And we shall see how that's gonna work out for him in the next run. But well played to both of them. You see, so I think this is a very good showcase of the power of these early game tier 1 builds. But then also, if you don't manage to transition properly, how hard it can fall flat in the end. So we were stuck on spiders for way too long here. Same in the last game. And then Pump managed it just a little bit better. Granted, he didn't really transition either. But most of the decider in these games was the hero and the creeping. Esprimo is just stuck too long below level 5 in both of those games. Whereas Pump really managed to get there quicker.